It's time to talk about another dud episode. I know I've been doing 2 dud episodes, but here's the reason why. I got it by request. Ayla actually requested me to talk about the creepypasta of Squidward, or the creepypasta of SpongeBob. I won't mention what it is because it's too dark for a PG channel, but let's just say it's kind of depressing. I don't want to talk about it for 2 reasons. First of all, the episode I'm talking about has lots of similarities to it. And second of all, frankly, it's still a creepypasta, So anyway, that's all I need to say because I have nothing else to introduce the episode with. Especially because this is one of those rants. Let's start. The episode is about Squidward complaining that he never had a happiest memory. And that makes him utterly depressed. But Squidward tries to help him out of his depression. Well, this sounds like a nice gesture from SpongeBob, and this sounds like a good plot. There's one thing you shouldn't do in a plot like this. Make Squidward overly depressed. I mean to the point where he won't leave his house for weeks. To the point where he mutters he hates his life. Or to the point where his literal problem is that he never had a happiest memory. It just makes the episode feel really uncomfortable after watching it. At best. At worst, it is offensive. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're clinically depressed and such, yeah, probably don't watch this video. This episode is just the plot had potential, but they waste on it for being too depressing. No. The animation itself has problems. So kind of like how the tone of the episode is too depressing, the animation is too depressing. The designs look very depressed. The movements feel weak, and at best, it's mostly stilted in a very dark way. It makes me very angry at this, especially its ending. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. But I'll mention it once I get to the characters at the other point. They just stutter. Anyway, the problem with the animation is that it just feels too grim. Especially for a show like SpongeBob. Which is also my problem with the story. Overall, both things are too depressing to even be considered an episode of SpongeBob. Next, you have the characters, and they don't work either. First, it's Squidward, and it's kind of the same problems with the others. He is too depressing in this episode. And I'll mention the ending right now. I know it's a spoiler thing, so if you don't like spoilers, probably mute the video until I don't know. But frankly, the ending is just awful. Technically, SpongeBob kidnaps him to the Krusty Krab to tear out a bunch of SpongeBob dolls and to invite him to a party. And then the bad thing happens. He starts ripping out a bunch of SpongeBob toys and says that that's his happiest memory. And that is just depressing. Speaking of SpongeBob himself just puts this in an off-putting tone. Listen, if you're trying to make a depression episode, it's best to keep it serious. Even in a show like SpongeBob, keep it serious if you're talking about a subject like this. If not, you get SpongeBob making the episode, making the tone feel shifted from depressing to wacky, and it's even more offensive if you think about it and how SpongeBob treats this. But I think the other characters don't contribute nothing to the plot but to make Squidward's life miserable, which is also awful to the plot. And frankly, they just feel forced. They just say, "Oh hey, remember that guy from Fiasco an episode ago? Well, guess what? He's here burning Squidward's painting." It's not funny and just makes this a really uncomfortable experience. The characters would have worked, but not in a plot like this. I think I'm gonna skip the humor because you might know what I'm about to say about the humor. It doesn't fit the tone of the episode, and it just felt like nobody cared about what they're doing. And frankly, this episode was just dreadful. The characters, it would have worked as a plot. Here's how I would have written it. Square would have been upset if he lost a trophy or his clarinet or something. Not depressed upset, but just slightly. And SpongeBob tries to cheer him up. And that failed, but at the end, everybody in the town gathers together and gives him a new clarinet just to be kind. That would have been a fantastic episode. But no, we got this. This episode is sickening on so many levels. You know what, Ayla? You're right. You're right. I should have tackled this with creepypasta. But however, frankly, I think this is much more insulting. Obviously, this is possibly the worst SpongeBob episode. Yes, even worse than One Course Meal and a Pal for Gary. Frankly, it deserves its pain. I'm sorry for this episode being too serious, but wow. If you're talking about a subject like this is the most insulting way you can do it. Although cartoons, even though it's a subject I hate, did this much better. Frankly, I'll get off of the duds for a while and tackle awesome animation, or maybe finish my top 20. With that said, the only reason why I did was because it was requested by Ayla. Well, the creepypasta was, but I picked out that one because, well, you know what I mean. So yeah, thanks for the request, and I'm Sakai, and I'm out.